I'm just here to play good football and, do it with the people that I love, which are my teammates and my coaches. So that's really all I care about doing. And anything else, whatever people's opinions are, good or bad, you know, couldn't care less.
Congratulations, new team for you, Sam. You're headed out to Seattle, or you did head out to Seattle. How are you feeling? What's the vibe like there? Have you got to explore the city? What's it been like?
Yeah, it's been good. To be honest, I haven't had a ton of time to explore. We've been kind of working on getting my house, ready to roll for the season. So, got the furniture going every single day and people coming in and out of the house. So, that's kind of what my
Oh,
days are looking
geez.
like right now. Yeah, yeah, but it's
A
the
little
football
stressful.
aspect.
Yeah.
It's a little stressful, but the football aspect is definitely my favorite part right now. To be able to
Okay.
just like learn the system, learn the offense, and hang out with the guys every single day. Like, that's really what I love doing. And when I get settled in the house and me and my girlfriend were able to go and hang out in the city and do all those things that we want to do. That's really going to be the time that I'm excited for as well. Hopefully a little bit before training camp. So.
Yeah. What have you seen so far about this franchise that excites you from the time you have been able to spend with the team and just learning the system?
Yeah. I had a preconceived notion, right? It's funny, like you hear about certain organizations, as you're with other teams and other guys come in from other teams and everyone kind of talks, right? About organizations, good, bad, in between. And Seattle was always a place that had such good reviews from other players that I've played with. And to already have that preconceived notion and then step into the building and it's really exceeded my expectations of kind of what this organization is about and how they do things on a day-to-day basis. I think one of the things that excited me about coming here was Coach McDonald, and kind of the culture that he set for this team last year and kind of rolling back into this year and kind of already the momentum that I feel like we've gained these last few weeks working together. And so it's been really good. And then obviously I know Coach Kubiak, from my time in San Francisco in 2023. And, it was, so it's nice to be able to, have some verbiage and some of the things in the system sound really familiar to me. And, so that was also a part that really excited me about it.
Yeah, you mentioned Coach McDonald. I was going to ask you what kind of the things you've already seen so far that make you think, okay, this is going to be he's going to be a really good coach for me. And what are some of those things that you've gotten into already with him, if you have at all?
Yeah. Yeah. Coach McDonald, he, obviously spends a lot of his time on the defensive side of the ball, as he
Hmm.
should, calling plays over there. But just, the little time that I get to, interact with him during the week and just bump into him in the, facility or, meet in his office with him for a little bit. He's got such a great energy about him. And, he really knows ball too. Like he loves diving into the weeds on certain, concepts or certain situations in games. And that's the biggest thing that you want to get a feel for the head coach with is kind of what we're thinking in certain situations, like late in 2-minute drives, like when are we gonna bang a timeout? When are we gonna, maybe, try to go for it on fourth and short or third and short? Like what's kind of the mindset there, and just kind of those little, little details that you want to talk about and get to know your head coach on. And so it's been good to really, just continue to get to know him and kind of his personality and what, like I said in the beginning, kind of what kind of culture we want to build here. It's been really fun to be able to, talk and get to know him that way.
Yeah, well, it sounds like it's started off on a great foot so far, so I'm super excited for you. I do want to talk about last season with you for just a moment. I mean, what an absolute run you had with the Vikings, and congratulations on the success you had with them. So, what was it about that team and the year with them that kind of, you got thrust into that starting quarterback role, and you had the amazing season that you did. I mean, could you kind of just break down what was it about it that was so special?
Yeah, it's it's funny. It's, throughout the season, you get so locked in on your routine, and, every single week is almost the same, and, different game plans, obviously, but, you go to the building at the same time, you leave at the same time every day. And so the weeks start to like run together, and they just build, especially when you're winning games, like they just build on top of each other. And the best part was just being able to go into the building and knowing that, I could, just be myself every single day. I think that's, and I just had such a good rapport with, obviously my teammates and my coaches, but just all the people that worked in the building. That was the best part to me. It was just coming in every day, and looking forward to seeing everybody, whether it was the training staff, the people up in the cafeteria doing their thing. And so it's just like the little things for me that were really fun last year. Winning obviously has a lot to do with having fun, but that definitely helped. But just the entire vibe of the organization and the players and the coaches, it was such a fun year, and a year that I'll never forget.
Yeah. Um, when our team was interviewing guys on Radio Row at the Super Bowl, we asked them which quarterback gets the most hate, and quite a few of them said you. So I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
good.
you said good. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
ask you. I mean, what do you make of that, especially coming off the season that you had?
Yeah, I think, it's funny, like, I really don't pay attention to any of that. So thanks for bringing it up. No, I'm kidding.
I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
No, you're good. You're good. No, it's funny. It's like I know, kind of what people have said in the past, and what certain people think. Um, but those are all opinions, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. And I'm not here to change their opinion. I'm not here to do anything like that. I'm just here to play good football, and, do it with the people that I love, which are my teammates and my coaches. So that's really all I care about doing, and anything else, whatever people's opinions are, good or bad, you know, couldn't care less.
Yeah. Well, I will say it's very inspirational. Regardless of what people say, you doing your thing and killing it out there, it's very inspirational. And, I can only imagine coming off such an amazing season that you had to, going to a different team now. It's got to be a little bit of pressure. How do you deal with that? Do you even feel pressure at all?
No, it's fun. It's great to, obviously, I've kind of gotten in a rhythm here the last few years of kind of going to a new team, and getting to know the lay of the land a little bit, and moving into a different spot. Fortunately or unfortunately, it's just kind of been my life the last few years. And but it's been great to get to know new cities, and meet a bunch of great people, meet, my teammates that I've had in the past, and obviously these new teammates that I'm getting to know right now, and my new coaches. So that's all great. I love doing all that,
Yeah.
and then learning the offense. Going to work every single day with these guys has been amazing. And I think that's the biggest thing. But yeah, just every single day, I'm just looking forward to coming into work every day, and that's all you can really ask for.
Yeah. Speaking of new teammates, Cooper Kupp is in Seattle now. How important is it for you two to connect and make that solid relationship before the season starts?
Yeah, it's huge. Anytime you can connect and make a good relationship with any of your teammates, but obviously your receivers, it's, you want to have a great relationship with your receiver off the field, because that'll only help your connection on the field. And so that's been great, just getting to know these guys off the field a little bit. And especially Cooper, like he is, he's diving deep every single day on concepts and what we want to run. And, he's almost another, quarterback out there, with kind of the things that he thinks about and how he talks about football. So it's great to have Cooper around, and just super excited to continue to get to know him, and, the way that he runs routes and thinks about football.
Yeah. Last couple questions here. here for you. So Jalen Milroe was obviously taken by Seattle in this year's draft, and I'm sure you'll be working closely with him. How does it feel for you to fall into more of a veteran mentor role with him? Because it's so crazy. Because I met you back in 2020 at the Super Bowl, and even now, I mean, that was 5 years ago. So how does it feel to be that veteran mentor role to someone else?
Yeah, it's great, That's not even, it's funny, I don't even think about it like that. I'm just kind of doing my thing, he's doing his, and if he picks up stuff from me, like that's great. And if he wants to ask me a million questions about playing quarterback in this league, and kind of what I do on a daily basis to get to know the playbook, and all those things, like I'm all for like sharing so much information with him and sharing him all that I know. And but I'm sure there's going to be things that he does really well, that I'm going to want to get a little insight on, and kind of ask him questions. So it's really a back and forth relationship, really. And I think that's kind of the biggest thing, and I feel like that's kind of been the theme so far of this interview, is just like creating these relationships, you
Hmm.
know.
Absolutely.
Creating relationships in the locker room, and so that you can go out on the field, and just you get out there, and you kind of already know what each other are thinking, before anything happens. And so just being able to hang out with Jaylen, that's kind of what I'm looking forward to the most. We trained with the same quarterback coach down in Orange County in the off season, and I bumped into him a few times, and he's such a great dude. And I met him for a second when he came in, a couple days ago for rookie mini camp, and then I think the rookies are coming in tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to obviously hanging out with him, but hanging out with the other rookies as well.
Yeah. Last one here for you. Obviously, you started your career with the Jets, so very much value your opinion with this one, because as someone who's been kind of behind the curtain of that franchise, we saw this last season with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, it was even tough to get it right with him. So, do you feel like it's a foundational thing when it comes to supporting talented quarterbacks like yourself when it comes to that
Um,
franchise? What do you think it is?
yeah, no, it's a great question, and right, it's kind of what everyone's trying to figure out. It's franchises all over the NFL are still trying to figure it out. And so to sit here and act like I know everything about it, like I'm not going to pretend to do that. But I definitely think it's important to um, have good people, good players, around the quarterback. Whether it's offensive line, running backs, receivers, a good defense. And then having good coaching is always really important as well, having really good scheme. So there's so many different factors, that go into it, especially when you have a young quarterback coming into the league. And especially now, I feel like college is so different from the NFL. And just I think that's the biggest thing, is just having a really good support system for a young quarterback coming into
Yeah.
the league. Really, any quarterback in the NFL, even veterans. That's super important. So, but yeah, that's really all I got for you on that end. But yeah, I think all those things are really important.